What is up YouTube? My name is Abra and today we'll take a look at a docking station that will allow you to run two displays on your M1 Macbook. There has been a lot of contradictory information on the internet about the M1 Macbooks and external displays. Some people say you are able to use just one, some say you are able to use up to 8. So who do you trust? Well, with the external adapters, the regular adapters you would get for your MacBook Pro that is Intel based, you can just use one. But there is a workaround, and that is using DisplayLink docking stations. So what DisplayLink is basically a technology that is mostly used in office computers, business laptops, to be able to stream to multiple displays or to projectors and screens that are far away. It even works over Ethernet. But there are many readily available docking stations that use USB-C or USB 3 to transfer display out to many displays at the same time. DisplayLink has a bit of a bad reputation among the IT people because it tends to be slow and CPU heavy. And while on an Intel MacBook that is clearly the case, I wouldn't use that for professional work even today. Like, man, even if I was pressed, I wouldn't use that for professional work. But on the M1 MacBooks, the performance is stellar. I'm a PC guy at heart, but seriously, this is some real magic. This docking station, this Dell D6000, because we are talking about it right now, has so many inputs and uses just a single USB-C cable that is adaptable to a USB 3 cable. I don't know what magic are they using in there, but I want some of it. It charges your laptop up to 65 watts, it can do 3 displays at the same time, it can do USB 3 times, I gotta check, times 4, and another USB-C connector on the front, also does audio and Ethernet. It even has gigabit Ethernet. Do you know how many USB-C dongles you would need for that? That is crazy. I used to run 2 to 3 dongles on my old Intel MacBook for work. It was abysmal. Seriously, that was not fun. And this M1 MacBook, I can do everything with just a single USB-C cable, and unless you run into the bottleneck of the 5 gigabit port, you're fine. You're just cruising along, running 2 displays at the same time, and having your mouse plugged into it, your external keyboard or whatever accessories you want, even wired Ethernet for stability. Everything just works. You just download the DisplayLink Manager app and it's fine. So let's get to the overview of the hardware that is needed for this. You can buy any DisplayLink certified docking station. I chose a Dell D6000 because it was available in my area, not so expensive and has plenty of ports. You get a big 130 watt charger for this small unit and this unit in the box. It can do up to 4 USB 3 ports, a single USB-C, a headphone jack. It can do up to 3 displays, 2 via DisplayPort and 1 via HDMI. And it's a hot package, it gets quite hot after a while of using it. So it's not really that magical once you get to the bugs and issues with this stuff. As every proprietary technology that is not certified by Apple, you will run into some issues. For example, on the M1 Max right now, you can't rotate the screens. So as you see behind me, I have 2 horizontal screens. I like to run 1 horizontal, 1 vertical. It's not possible at this moment with the current version of the software, although DisplayLink is promising a future update. Also, you are limited to 60 Hz. It's not an issue for most people, but for you lead gamers, it's probably a deal breaker because your 144 Hz monitor will be stuck at 60. Sometimes I get this weird bug when if I straight up turn on the laptop and plug in the docking station, it recognizes both the displays as the same one and you get mirrored images. And it just needs a replug. You unplug it, plug it back in, and it just works. I don't know why that is. I filed in a bug report and no reply has so far been provided. There is this issue that if you turn off the laptop, leave, come back, turn it on, it won't turn on the docking station, like it will charge the laptop, but it doesn't turn on the monitors. I don't know why that is, but I've been dealing with this for the past month. The provided USB-C cable that goes out of the docking station is not removable and has an USB-C to USB 3 adapter. It's useful because you won't lose it, but it's also something you can't take off the cable, so you are stuck with it just dangling on the cable on your desk. And I know that's a big issue for someone who's going for that minimal cable managed look. At least sleeping the computer works just fine. You can sleep it, return, tap your keyboard, both displays turn on, no issue. There is a logging screen plugin, but I don't really know what it's doing because it doesn't seem to change how the software is working, so maybe that's just a bug on my machine. I don't know, just letting you know that there is a plugin that's supposed to be able to run at the login screen after you turn on the machine. Doesn't work for me, I get just blank screens. Okay, and as for the delay, many people will tell you that DisplayLink is very laggy, and while that is true for the Intel machines, seriously, on Intel I tried to edit some photos and that was really not fun on my old MacBook Pro 2015, but on the M1 it's snappy as heck. I can feel the delay while playing games over GeForce Now, but it's just like barely noticeable. So after all, it's comparable to an older wireless mouse, maybe like an MX Master 1st Gen, but the delay is really not noticeable in office work and in like day-to-day spreadsheets and editing photos. Something else worth noting is that DisplayLink doesn't share their documentation how do they achieve this technology, but it seems that at heavy USB loads, like heavy data usage, it starts using chroma subsampling. It basically means that text readability and color reproduction gets worse, but I've been able to spot that just barely in some situations, and I wasn't able to reproduce that consistently. So, should you get a DisplayLink adapter like the D6000 or any other from HP, Lenovo, Dell? Well, if you want to use multiple displays, this is your only option on M1 so far. If you are not entirely sure or maybe just have one display right now, I'd stick to the regular adapters. They enable 144 or 120 Hz display modes, they don't use chroma subsampling, there is no delay or weird issues with displays after waking up. It's overall simpler and easier to use, but if you want to have multiple accessories, multiple displays, with very little lag or CPU overhead, man, the DisplayLink technology is pure magic for you. So while not for everyone, I will still be using the Dell D6000 for my day-to-day. I might switch to a different DisplayLink adapter. Check future YouTube videos for reference if I ever did. This is just my opinion. Please let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about this? Will you be picking up a docking station for your M1, or maybe you might stick around and wait for M1X or M2 to see if it has multiple display support natively? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe and I see you in the next one.